Hello and welcome back to Master Guitar Fret. My name is Jörg. You're back for lesson 3. I'm very happy about that. In this lesson, we will use previously learned stuff such as the major scale intervals to build chords. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then please check out lesson 1 and 2. Link is right up here. If you enjoy my channel, then please subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when new lessons go up. Thank you. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to build major, minor, and 7 chords. You could just simply follow chord diagrams and play chords as you need them. However, knowing what differentiates a, let's say, A major from A minor or A7 chord will give you an understanding how chords are built with intervals of the major scale. In this lesson, I will use the term flat third or flat seventh. It will be indicated by a small b as the flat sign, and then of course the third or the seventh right after it. Remember that a flat third is one semitone above the third interval in the major scale. The same goes for the flat 7. Okay, let's check out what we're going to learn today. What is a chord anyway? A chord is a combination of 2 or more notes played at the same time. They are built of a single starting note called the root, which will give the key signature to the chord. Triads are the foundation of a chord. It's a 3-note chord. For major triads, we use 3 notes from the major scale intervals. Let's use the C major scale for our study. To build any major triad, we need the first, the root, the third interval, and the 5th interval. The C major triad chord notes are C, the first, root, E, the 3rd interval, and G, the 5th interval. Together, this makes the C major triad chord. Here is the major C triad inside the open C major chord. It's a familiar shape that you might know. Play only these 3 notes for the triad. Let's look for some other C major triads all over the neck where there is a C note. You can build chord triads from any of the 12 notes of the chromatic scale. Let's use A and build an A major triad. From the A major scale, we use the first, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. A major triad chord notes are A, the first, the root, C sharp, the 3rd, and E, the 5th. Play only these 3 notes for the A major triad. Let's look for other A major triads using the first, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. Full chords will have 3 or more notes. They will use 1 or more of the first, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th if it's a major chord. Let's practice and build a G major chord. We need the first, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th interval of the G major scale. The G major chord notes are G, first, the root, B, the 3rd, and D, the 5th. The open G major chord has 3 Gs, 2 Bs, and 1 D. We strum all 6 strings for the G major chord, and that's why we call it a full chord. Quite simple. To build any major chord, you need the first, the 3rd, and the 5th interval of the major scale in that particular key signature that you want. To build minor chords, we can also use the major scale intervals. We use the same intervals as with the major chord with the exception of one. Instead of the major third, we use a minor third, aka also known as a flat third. The minor C triad notes are, first the root is C, the 3rd is an E flat, and the 5th is a G. So here's the C minor triad chord in the open position. It's a difficult shape, so it's not widely used, but for demonstration purpose, it's okay. Okay, let's build an A minor chord triad, an open chord, a very popular chord shape. The triad chord notes are, first the root is A, a flat third is C, and the fifth is E. A minor open chords has 2 A's, 2 E's, and 1 C, and we strum 5 strings. By moving the major third to the minor third position, we will make the chord go from A major to A minor. You can really see that well in this chord shape. Okay, to wrap things up with minor chord construction, what you need to know is to build a minor chord, you need the first, you need a flat third or a minor third, and you need the fifth interval of the major scale. It's quite simple. In order to stay with the basic theory theme, let's also look at 7 chords. They are popular in early learning. Let's look at the C7 chord. Build a normal C chord as you learned, but now you're adding a flat 7 interval. Chord notes are C, the first, root, E, the third, G, the fifth, and a B flat, flat 7th. The C7 chord has no fifth, as you don't have enough fingers to cover it all, and it still works. Okay, let's do one more just for kicks. Let's build a G7 chord. We need the G major scale and use the first, the third, the fifth, and a flat 7. Chord notes are G, the first, B, the third, D, the fifth, and F, D, flat 7. Building minor 7 chords is exactly the same as building major 7 chords. Just add a flat 7. Let's look at the A minor 7 chord. Chord notes are A, the first, the root, C, the third, E, the fifth, then we add G as the flat 7th. So it's very simple, exactly the same as with the major formula, just add that flat 7th to make any minor chord a minor 7 chord. Now you have the knowledge to understand how basic chords are constructed and why. There are many more chord versions, but this is a good start as a beginner guitarist. In the next lessons, we're going to look at the most popular chord progressions and how we can identify which chord will work in a particular key signature. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and until next time, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.